I was married for over 11 years to my husband, who ultimately held me down and poured chemicals into my eyes. And this is the result of that. I've had 5 reconstructive surgeries. When it first happened, my eyelids were completely melted off. I've only seen one picture of that, and I don't care to ever see it again. It was absolutely horrifying.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. So in today's video, I came across this woman's video on the street of TikTok sharing her life story. Like, it's going to be a story time, but it's quite emotional, and I have to warn you about that for you to hold your heart while watching. Okay, so this has to do with DV and AB sort of story. Okay, this woman was, you know, she went through a lot in the hands of her husband, and she's here to share her story with us. And I watched this video and I was so emotional, like so devastated. Like, how can somebody who claimed to love you all of a sudden speaking another kind of language? And I'm just here wondering how people end up loving who hate them or end up loving their enemies. Really, I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead, listen to our story. Then we come back and we talk about it. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe. We're on our way to 7K, and I'll be so excited to have you here on the channel. Okay, let's go watch this video. Then we'll come back and talk more.
So this video has been a long time coming. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it or when, but I feel that in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, it is time to get my story out there. My name is Heather, and I am a survivor of a very extreme case of domestic violence. I was married for over 11 years to my husband, who ultimately held me down and poured chemicals into my eyes. And this is the result of that. I've had 5 reconstructive surgeries. When it first happened, my eyelids were completely melted off. I've only seen one picture of that, and I don't care to ever see it again. It was absolutely horrifying. And in the moment, I believed I was going to die. My husband held me down on the floor, and he poured chemicals into my eyes. And as I laid there screaming, all that he could tell me was if I wasn't quiet, that he would pour it down my throat and it would burn my insides and I would suffocate and die. So I stopped screaming, and I was as quiet as I could be because I didn't want to die. And so I started to pray, and I leaned into God, and I prayed, and I prayed, and it was eventually over. He took me to the hospital. I still didn't come forward at that time that he had done it to me. I was too afraid because of what he had just done to me, what he could potentially do to me further, and worse, what he could do to my children. I have first and foremost always wanted to be the best mom that I could be. And when I knew that things weren't right, it was too late, and I was too afraid to get out. I didn't know how to ask for help, and he was very crafty. And I was afraid that he would try to take my children and that he would hurt them, or that he would hurt them anyways just to hurt me. Now, I am living safely with my children. I never have to deal with that man again. He ultimately killed himself when I was taken from my home. My children were also taken at the same time. He tried to flee the country. They wouldn't let him. But I believe that that was God. God knew that I'd been through enough. God knew that all the people that he had hurt had been through enough. It's not easy. I'm navigating being a single mother living with disabilities. When this initially happened, I was fully blind. I have, by the grace of God, regained vision in my left eye. I'm not sure that I'll ever be able to see out of my right eye again, but I pray for it. But even if I never would have regained my eyesight, I'm still grateful to be alive. I survived things that nobody should. Besides the physical wounds and scars that you see, the mental scars are so much more. Chronic PTSD from an almost year and a half torturous ordeal. There's major trigger warnings throughout my story. I'll have to continue this in a part 2 and a part 3. But my main purpose for this is because I want to help you. If there's somebody out there that doesn't feel like they're safe enough to get out, that doesn't feel like that they can get out, I'm here to tell you that you can. And this isn't to preach at anyone or to tell you what to believe, but God's listening and God is watching, and there is purpose to the pain and there is purpose to the suffering, because I now feel that I have a level of compassion that I never had before. And I truly just want the world to be a better place. So if I can just reach one person with this, I would like to. Stay tuned for part 2. Before I make my part 2, I really wanted to take the opportunity to thank everyone for the amazing support and love. When this was first posted, I did not expect the type of feedback and reaction that this is getting. And it's wonderful. I am completely overjoyed and also overwhelmed by the amount of love that I feel and how much I really know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Throughout the year and a half when things were really bad, it was just almost repeated to me every day that nobody liked me and nobody loved me. Look, you haven't talked to your parents in such a long time. No one reaches out to you. Nobody cares. And the thing is that even with a strong sense of self, constantly hearing that you're ugly and you're terrible and your children and the world would be a better place if you unalived yourself, it starts to eat away at you. And in my case, I hadn't spoken to my parents in almost a year by the time that this happened. My sisters, even longer. People at work noticed that things were wrong, but I was too afraid to talk about anything. I became completely different. What I'm trying to say is that it messes with my head a little bit, but in a good way. The amount of support and love that I've had. Because you're truly showing me what a liar he was. And it's also showing me that we are all really out here to support one another.
One thing I learned from her story is that your abuser will try as much as possible to keep you away from everyone around you. They will keep you away from your best friend, they will keep you away from your family, they will keep you away from everyone, including your children, because sometimes they sow seeds, bad seeds in the heart of your children, and before you know it, they will start staying away from you or saying bad things about you. See, these people, they always have this cunning way of making you look like the bad person or keeping you away from people while they are the good person in the public, but at home, oh my god, wow, this story is quite an emotional one, you guys. Like, I wonder how people say they love you and the next minute they are your worst enemy. The next minute they're looking for ways to hurt you so deep without minding the consequences, you know, not even looking back. What will make a man who says he loved you at some point and who happened to be the father of your children do this to you? There is level to wickedness in this life. No wonder the Bible say the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? This is one of those things. Like deeply, deeply, the heart of men are wicked. You can never tell what is in the heart of a person. You can never know the length a person can go to hurt you until the time is right or the time presents itself. Wow. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section based on the story that you've heard. It's quite emotional, and yeah, I know how I feel right now listening to this story over again. The first day I came across it on TikTok, I was like, what is this? And now I'm hearing it over and over again. And oh my God, I feel so sorry for her. And I'm happy she's in a happy place, okay, with her children, because such a man, no. Imagine trying to flee the country. So you know what you did was wrong. And now you want to flee to a better place where you run away from the law and all. I really want to know what happened to this man at the end of the day. But you guys can go to her page on TikTok, check her out, and listen to her full story. She has part one, part two, I think part three as well. So you can go ahead and listen to her full story then. Yeah, this sounds as an awareness as well to other women. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do drop your comments in the comment section. Do subscribe to the channel. See you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.